In this video, we're going to learn how to name the most complicated type of ionic compounds, that being ionic compounds that have a transition metal in place of their cation. So for those that don't remember the periodic table lesson, the transition metals are the metals at the center of the periodic table between the alkaline earth metals and the nonmetals. Now, what makes transition metals special is that if we look at their charges, we see that many of the transition metals actually have multiple possible charges, and the word that describes this is the word multivalent. Remember that valence refers to the electrons on the outermost shell, and those electrons determine how many bonds a substance can make and how many electrons a substance is going to lose, which affects the charge. So when we say that a metal is multivalent, that means that it has more than one charge that is possible. For example, if we try to name these two compounds here, let's look up the name of the metal so that we can start that easily. So chemical symbol Fe corresponds to iron, and we see that iron is one of the transition metals that has more than one possible charge. So if our metal name is iron, we start by naming the metal, which is done in exactly the same way, but we know that one of these iron compounds has iron that has a charge of positive 2, and the other one has iron with a charge of positive 3. So which one is which? Well, that's the next step that we actually need to worry about, where we need to figure out what the charge of the metal is. And we can do this by comparing it with the nonmetal in the compound, which is oxygen. So we know that oxygen's charge is going to be negative 2, because remember that oxygen has 6 valence electrons, which means oxygen is going to gain 2 electrons. Now remember that in every ionic compound, the total charge of the compound needs to be 0, which means that the positive and the negative charge need to cancel each other out. So if oxygen's charge is negative 2, if we add positive 2 to that, positive 2 minus 2 is 0, and therefore we can say that iron's charge in FeO is positive 2. And we would indicate that iron has this charge using Roman numerals. For those that don't remember how to use Roman numerals, 1 is simply written like this, 2 is written like this, 3 is written like this, and 4 is written like this. It's a relatively unintuitive numerical system, which is why we don't use it anymore. But the point is, you don't normally need to know more than 5, which is an uppercase V like this. So to indicate that iron has a charge of net positive 2, we would normally put the Roman numeral in brackets like this and write Roman numeral 2 to indicate that this iron has a charge of positive 2. And the rest of the naming convention works exactly the same way. So we name the nonmetal, which happens to be oxygen, chemical symbol O, but we need to remove the suffix of oxygen, which means we get rid of the -gen and replace it with the suffix IDE. So FeO would be considered iron, Roman numeral 2, oxide, again with the Roman numeral 2 indicating that iron has a charge of positive 2. Now if we apply this again to Fe2O3, let's go through this overall process. So we remember oxygen has a charge of negative 2, and the total charge of the compound needs to be 0. So if we do this, we have 3 oxygens, negative 2 times 3 oxygens would be a total charge of negative 6. Now, to cancel this out, we need a total of positive 6 charge from the iron in order to cancel this out. But we don't only have 1 iron ion, we actually have 2. So if you take a positive 6 charge and divide it by 2, you end up with positive 3 for each iron. And therefore we can conclude that the iron in this case has a charge of positive 3. So we would call this iron, bracket, Roman numeral 3 to indicate the charge of positive 3, and then write the name of our anion, oxide, here. To make sure that you get lots of practice with identifying the charge of a transition metal and writing out the names, you can take a look at the practice problems down here, taking examples of names of ionic compounds with a multivalent transition metal and seeing if you can write the formula, and vice versa by taking the formula, identifying the charge of the metal, and writing the name with the proper Roman numeral to indicate the charge.